Early Childhood Education Orientation Training, presented by Delegate Goodwin-Sebron, Manager of Early Childhood Education Program. This orientation training is aligned with Cincinnati Public Schools Strategic Plan, Measure 1A, increase KRA scores by 10%, and Growth Measure 5B, increase preschool enrollment by 100 students. It's also aligned with Cincinnati Public Schools Early Childhood Mission Statement. The mission statement says the mission of early childhood education in Cincinnati Public Schools is to provide a quality, comprehensive program and collaborative services that support young children and families for lifelong learning. The objectives of this course are to gain understanding of mandatory district trainings that must be completed annually, to gain understanding of policies and procedures relating to Cincinnati Public School preschool programs, to gain understanding of updates as they pertain to state and federal guidelines for preschool programs, and to gain understanding of the role that staff play in keeping children safe and healthy while educating them. This presentation will cover the following 3 points: safe school requirements, attendance requirements, and education requirements. Safe school requirements. All Cincinnati Public School staff are required to complete trainings on an annual basis. You will receive an email about the trainings you need to complete. When you log into Safe School account, you will see 3 categories: mandatory trainings, suggested trainings, and interested in extra trainings. Cincinnati Public Schools staff must complete the following mandatory Safe School trainings: CPS Alice Overview, Bloodborne Pathogens, Cybersecurity, Students Experiencing Homelessness, Awareness and Understanding. Staff new to the district will have more than the above listed trainings to complete. Your building administrator and the early childhood department will receive an email each month on the status of your training completion. Attendance requirements. Preschool staff are required to complete attendance in several areas on a daily basis: Power School attendance, Google attendance, and Head Start staff are required to also complete Head Start attendance on the Google app. Attendance requirements. Power School. Power School attendance must be taken daily. Your school may set aside a time that it must be taken by. Please ensure that your Power School class list and the early childhood class list matches. Please make sure all student identifying information such as names are spelled correctly and birthday are correct on the early childhood list and in Power School. Your Power School class list feeds into your list for the early learning assessment in the K-Ready system. If the list is incorrect in Power School, it will be incorrect in the K-Ready system. If there is a discrepancy, please email Galen Ramsauer at ramsaug@cpsboe.k12.oh.us. Google attendance requirements. You will receive an email with a link to your Google attendance form. Your Google attendance must be completed daily. Fill out your Google attendance form completely for each student. When completing the Google Attendance, please fill out all identifying information: site, teacher, funding, session, homeroom, month and year, number of days the center is open, the date of the fire or evacuation drill, and the date that the cots were cleaned. Site is the name of your school. Please enter the teacher's first and last name. The fund source would be PEO, Head Start, tuition, ECE grant. Session would be full day or half day. Homeroom is your homeroom number. When you list the student's name, all identifying information must be filled out completely. Please list the student's full name alphabetically by last name, no nicknames. The names must match the names that are in Power School. Be sure to add their date of birth, their sex, and their race. If you have a half-day class, please list the students from the morning class first, then the afternoon class, and follows the procedures that were mentioned above. When you take attendance, use the codes that are located at the bottom of the attendance page. E designates the first day that the student was in your class, whether this be phase in or if the child came after phase in. The first day in the class will be designated as an E on your Google Attendance. Every day after that, when the student is present, you will put an X. If the student is absent, you will put an O on that day for the attendance. W designate that the student has withdrawn from your classroom. For students that are tardy up to 1 hour, you must make contact with a parent to determine the reason for the tardiness. Document the reason for the tardiness at the bottom of the attendance page and record in the student's file on the record contact log. For students that are absent more than 2 consecutive days and students that have inconsistent attendance, please contact the parent and document at the bottom of the attendance page and again on the record contact log in the student's file. Please note that at the bottom of the attendance page, you will find tabs for each month that you are designated to complete attendance. It will automatically calculate the average daily attendance for your classroom. Head Start Attendance app. CIA has tried to implement the Head Start Attendance app for the past 2 years. There's a good likelihood that it will be in use in the fall for our federal Head Start sites. CIA will train Head Start staff on how to use the Head Start Attendance app. Parents will sign their child in and out using the app daily as their children arrive. The app feeds directly into Child Plus. Education requirements. This section will cover assessments, including ages and stages social emotional, the early learning assessment, teaching strategies gold for federal or Head Start sites. It will also cover conferences and home visits, your daily schedule, lesson plans and a safety lesson, education due dates calendar. Education requirements, assessments. The Ages and Stages Social Emotional Questionnaire, Teaching Strategy Gold, and Early Learning Assessment are three required assessments for preschool age students. The Ages and Stages assessment is a screening that must be completed on each typical preschool student. All teachers must be trained to administer both the Ages and Stages Social Emotional Questionnaire. Once the screening is completed, teachers fill out the educational screening summary form and upload the form into their Google Drive education folder. All screenings must be complete within 2 weeks of students entering their classroom. For federal Head Start sites, the Ages and Stages Social Emotional online screening is completed. And teachers complete the same process of filling out the educational screening summary form and uploading it into the Google Drive education folder. Teaching Strategies Gold, or TS Gold, is an online assessment tool used by our federal Head Start sites. TS Gold is completed each quarter on each federal Head Start student. Due dates are set by CAA. The Early Learning Assessment, or ELA, is a formative assessment selected by the state. All teachers must be trained to administer the ELA assessment. The ELA assessment is completed twice a year and loaded into the K-Ready system. Due dates are set by the state. Due dates for each of these screenings will be on the educational due dates calendar for you to review. Education requirements, conferences, and home visits. Preschool staff must complete 2 home visits and 2 conferences per year with each student. Early childhood provides 1 day without students in the fall and in the spring to complete home visits. Conferences are completed during school assigned conference days. Home visits and conferences must be documented on the Educational Services Parent Contact Record form. During the first home visit, please document sharing Ages and Stages social emotional results with parents. Also, document parental involvement in goal setting during home visits and conferences. Education requirements, curriculum. Creative curriculum is the current curriculum used by the Early Childhood Department. Materials for creative curriculum include teaching guides, intentional teaching cards, Mighty Minutes, discussion cards, book collections, ebook collections, and Family Connection CD. You might note that early childhood is in the process of completing a curriculum adoption. There is a curriculum adoption committee that reviews and evaluates curriculum for preschool, and they will make a recommendation to Cincinnati Public Schools Board of Education as to the curriculum to select for preschool. Daily schedule. Your daily schedule must be posted. Please consult with a creative curriculum for guidelines in developing your daily schedule. The education due dates calendar states when your daily schedule should be uploaded into the Google Education folder. Education requirements, lesson plans, and safety lesson. Lesson plans must be completed entirely and posted. A safety lesson, students should receive instruction on how to walk to school and ride the bus safely within the first 30 days of enrollment. Upload safety lessons into the Google Drive Education folder. Educational due dates. The quarterly educational due dates document has been created to help guide you in knowing what is due and when it's due. Please do not wait until the due date to work on items that are due. This will help you to stay on track of everything so that your classroom runs smoothly.